Well, here we are back in the Motor City for the 2015 North American International Auto Show, and it is pretty crazy to think that this is actually Automotive Trend's 15th year covering this show, the highlight of the auto show circuit every year, and we've assembled the team to do it once again. We have design editor.
We have Gernand here this year.
That's right. Eric Gernand is in the house. We have senior editor Jason Muxlow and myself, executive editor Brandon Dye. We just want to talk about some of the highlights that we know we will see in the next couple of days. Plenty of surprises, I think, left to see, but we'll talk about a few of the highlights. Let's start off with performance is going to be a big, I think, show point at this year's auto show, and Ford, I think, is going to get us started in that area with probably several vehicles.
And they've kept a pretty hush-hush.
So far we haven't seen much about them. We're talking about three things, one of which we believe we see a next generation Raptor pickup.
Right, and there's rumors floating around about an Eco Beast.
Yeah, we'll see what that means.
Either way, the Raptor is its own unique style of performance, really emphasizing off-road ability and tough componentry there over outright speed or anything. But if you want the outright speed, sounds like you're going to be able to get an even more potent version of the Shelby GT350, probably called the GT350R or something along those lines. They did something very similar with the Laguna Seca edition of the Boss 302. So we'll see if that materializes. That's right. But we're probably most excited to see if anything turns out about these rumblings we're hearing about a successor to the Ford GT supercar. That has me most excited, I think.
Especially because they've kept such a tight lid on this one.
Yeah.
There's all these murmurings, but we've seen nothing.
I think everybody's excited about it and thinks it's probable because of all of the rumors about a mid-engine Corvette. It just makes sense for Ford to go that direction.
That, and there's rumors of Ford going back to racing with this thing, or with a racing version of this thing.
You know, times are good. We just closed out one of the best sales years since what,
very
2006
successful
or something.
2014. Oh yeah.
So
numbers were what?
Companies
over 16 million again.
Companies are getting back to that point where they have a little more money to spend on maybe some of the extras, you know, that are out there. And racing supercars. Those are avenues for that.
Think about it. Dodge has a 707 horsepower.
That's true.
Hellcat. Ford and GM are going to have to do something
better
to do it within the GT.
And you're not necessarily going in. Not everyone's going to go in and buy that, but there's going to be a lot of people that go in and to look at that and then walk out with a Dart.
The last GT was nothing but a success too. The GT. Even now, those things are one of the few modern cars that have appreciated in value since the beginning. I mean, you cannot touch one of those for what the original MSRP was. So, a very successful vehicle for them. I hope there's one there. We'll let you know tomorrow. On top of that, we have more performance over in the Cadillac, where they're going to have the CTS-V, utilizing the new Z06 powertrain. 630 horsepower, 640 or something like that.
Supercharged 6.2 liter,
very mildly detuned from the Z06. So that
and it's very aggressively designed too. I mean,
now you're only going to be able to get the 8-speed automatic.
Vents everywhere.
So that manual transmission that the V series has had since the very beginning now.
Originally only a manual.
Yeah, you can
the
only
CTS-V.
Right, but think about it. Right, so the CTS-V, that CTS-V. Really lives on in the spirit with the ATS-V.
Absolutely.
Right? So you're essentially still getting that class, or that specific buyer is still served. Now what you've got the CTS-V really stepping up to your E-Class and your M5.
So it's a clear shift for the CTS as a model.
Correct.
Within the Cadillac brand.
It's moving up, though.
Moving past those, actually, they haven't crested the 600 horsepower level yet. I'm sure
we know the 5 Series, the M5. The next one's going to be right up there.
The CTS-V to go right to 640.
The E63 S Plus. That's bound to get there.
It's really something, though, to think that Cadillac is the one setting the bar here.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
Yes, but think about it. Look at what engines they have at their disposal. It's very natural for them to go, I'll take that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. On top of that, we have Acura continuing their performance come back. Hopefully, they've been teasing us for years now. It seems like at this show
5,
with
6, 7 years
with an NSX
NSX
concept, but we're apparently going to see the final production version at the show, and not a lot of details on the final power output or anything there yet. But
We did get a
certainly
picture. We have
very
that.
high tech look and components we would expect. So we'll bring you the details on that.
I'm kind of thinking a Nissan GTR type.
I don't know. Certainly the
very,
concepts
very
are
electronic,
very good.
very set. Lots of settings, lots of buttons, lots of.
Yeah, but the original NSX was not that.
Yeah.
I expect it
Yeah,
to
but
be.
look at how much they.
I also don't know if Acura has.
Matured
When you talk about
since then.
GTR, you're definitely talking about turbocharged torque, turbocharged power and everything. And
Right.
the
Well,
NSX
maybe not
has never been
that. Maybe not that per se, but a lot of the electronic gizmos in order
Yeah.
to keep it on track, keep
It's
it.
gonna be a
That's the
high-tech
sort of
car.
where I'm looking for high tech.
Yeah, for sure it will be a high-tech, cutting-edge car from Acura, and we're finally excited to see a production version.
Hopefully, we're not bored with it by the time it hits.
It makes it to a showroom, yeah. And then we have this beauty, the Infiniti Q60 concept coupe. Now, I don't remember anymore how a Q60 fits into the lineup, but basically this looks
It's
like
bigger
a
than
modern,
a Q50,
modern
great.
replacement for
smaller than a Q70.
yeah, apparently, whatever that
Wow.
means these days. But it
Lesson
is-
learned: alphanumerics are bad.
It is basically a replacement for the G37, I believe.
I think
by
you
the looks
are
of it.
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll get the
More
details on
elegant,
that.
so it's
But it
definitely
is-
got some better
yeah.
lines to it. It's
a lot
more
of
organic.
dramatic sheet metal there.
Yes.
So we don't know. We expect that to come to showrooms probably late this year or something. But in the meantime, we'll try to see what kind of technology and powertrain they're going to put into that vehicle. So we'll bring you the details on that as well. So a lot of good stuff to come. Like I said, hopefully some surprises this year.
Well, one just
But-
popped tonight. We have the
The
Buick Avenir.
Yeah, who took French in high school?
I not it.
I took German.
No foreign language for me.
I took whatever I had to do to not take a foreign language. But either
German
way,
classes.
apparently Buick says the Avenir, we'll say for now.
Avenir.
Maybe we'll find out tomorrow how you pronounce that. But
I'm
in the
guessing
meantime-
eventually it will be pronounced Park Avenue.
there you go.
I like that one.
I can pronounce that without any foreign
Anyways,
language classes.
Big car, large sedan.
Yeah,
Definitely a Buick flagship that we haven't really seen.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to call the LaCrosse a flagship, which
Yeah.
it isn't.
we have to assume that it's something they're thinking seriously about, as they point out in their press release that the French word means future. So if this is the future of Buick, we're talking about a 9-speed automatic, turbocharged, direct injection V6s, it sounds like, all-wheel drive in this setup.
Though it's clearly based on a rear-wheel drive
platform.
chassis.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, look
gotta
at the
have a
base
longitudinal
wheelbase.
engine.
Short overhangs, very dramatic sheet metal though, lots of style, and a 4-seater configuration for a very luxurious feel. And as you can say, that's probably why something like a Park Avenue comes to mind for those of you who like Buick's classic names. And
Electric Deuce and a quarter would be better, Buick, but
don't get him
He's
started.
got lots of ideas.
Don't
Trust
get him
us.
started. But we'll be bringing you much more from the show
Now-
tomorrow. We need to talk about, though,
Car of the year,
kicks off tomorrow,
truck of the year,
bright
North
and early.
American car.
North
truck
American
of the
car
year.
and truck of the year.
Bright and early tomorrow morning, we will get the answer to that. We have, of course, the lists of the 3 finalists on
So
the
the
car
top
side.
3 of the cars is the Ford Mustang.
These are alphabetical order, by the way.
Yeah, sure. Ford Mustang, Hyundai Genesis, and the Volkswagen Golf. I'll just go first since I'm talking. Ford Mustang. 2.3 liter EcoBoost in 4-cylinder, under the hood of a Mustang. You're talking 30 plus miles per gallon, 310 horsepower, 4-cylinder, lightweight front end, lightweight car. That thing's just going to be all sorts of playful, great, grand. It's a great car, great package.
All right,
Yeah, that's my deal.
Eric, what are you voting?
To me, hands down, Mustang. I mean, I can't say anything more than Jason did, except also that I think this Mustang actually looks very good, styling wise. It's
That's
just
right.
it's the right car at the right time. It's great. The Genesis, I couldn't go with the Genesis. They've made the car look very generic. I'm sure it's a great car overall, but it's anonymous, even though it's a rear-wheel drive.
It is a great car. We drove one not too long ago.
But to me, it doesn't pull on my
agree with
heartstrings like the Mustang, really could. And then the Golf, I'm sorry, it's just too common.
Yeah, I mean, the Golf over Golf, this gen Golf versus the previous gen Golf, I mean, yeah, okay, it's
great,
different, but I don't feel like we've reset the bar here.
I think it's a pretty close race this year. I'm going to change from you guys a bit and go with the Volkswagen Golf. I think it's a very successful vehicle, and I think the critical reviews have shown that there's a lot of segment leading kind of verdicts coming out of that car. So we'll see how that all turns out tomorrow.
I think he's gonna lose.
I hope he loses. I just for the price you're going to pay about the same for a Golf as for a Mustang, and
I'd rather
if
have a Mustang
it were me,
well, we're not.
I wouldn't be buying
we're not debating
Golf.
what we would personally buy because
but
going to get a Mustang.
But isn't that? I mean, the
I'm just
jury
telling
is
you
made
what's
up of
going to win
journalists.
tomorrow.
And what's going to win
Okay.
is the Mustang. Regardless,
Okay.
let's talk about the trucks.
What about the trucks?
You can introduce it.
Well,
3 finalists.
okay, so we got 3 finalists. We've got the Chevrolet Colorado, which is a new entry in the mid-size truck market, which has been languishing for a while without really much in that
There's
segment.
barely a mid-size
Yeah,
truck
there's barely a
market.
market. The F-150, Ford F-150, all new, and then the Lincoln
Aluminum.
MK. Yes, well, you can say that when you
Aluminum.
say that's what you want, because I know that's what you're going to say, even though we haven't discussed it. And then the Lincoln MKC compact crossover. So, you want me to say what I think? Is this what I think or what I want? Because the other one was what I wanted and what I thought.
What do you think
where
is
do you
going
think it's
to
gonna
win?
land?
You're predicting.
I think I want the Colorado to win, and I think there's a good chance it will. And the reason I think that there's a good chance it will is that as much kudos as I give Ford for taking a risk with the aluminum F-150, the truck is still massive. And I think we could see that both the F-150 and the Colorado have a good chance to make a shift in the pickup truck market. And which one is going to make a bigger shift? I think the Colorado, because I think people are going to see it as something different, not just look at an EPA number and say, oh, it's aluminum, and now it's, because aside from the aluminum, I don't see the F-150 pushing the full-size truck market really very far anywhere.
That's why I disagree.
Okay.
It should be the
You're wrong.
F-150 all day long. It's a huge shift to go on a extremely mainstream vehicle. We're talking the top #1 selling vehicle anywhere, Ford F-150, and they are taking a huge leap and going with...
But nobody who buys it is going to know it.
Yeah, they will, because it's
Only when they get their
800 pounds
repair
lighter.
bill. But they won't notice.
They'll notice at the fuel pump.
I don't think they will.
I think they will.
The EcoBoost engine is going to continue to guzzle more gas than the EPA numbers say. Anyway,
I'll have to come in.
I should let you have your word because you let me have mine, so I'll be quiet.
Well,
I
I've
have
already
to
said
come
my word.
in.
It's the F-150, all aluminum. It's a huge leap of faith for Ford, and I think it's really going to pay off.
I'll have to break the tie and come down one side or the other. I think there's arguments to be made for both.
So we're not even
So you're not gonna say the
considering
MKC?
No.
I'm
Well,
a
there
Lincoln
we are in
fanboy.
It's a fine-looking little vehicle, but it's not a brand.
No, it's a crossover.
Junior or
It's,
anything.
no, it's no.
The F-150 is I think a nice upgrade, a generational step. But I think that we will see the jury reward the Colorado
You're breaking my heart.
with being a more impactful vehicle in the segment, rejuvenating an entire segment more likely than anything. And is a competent vehicle in and of itself. We haven't been able to drive yet, but between the powertrain, the right size,
The fact that it's getting a
diesel coming,
A
Huge.
manual transmission
Yeah.
in some versions.
Well, I
yeah.
agree with you on all
Very
accounts.
refined.
However, aluminum. That's huge.
I don't think we disagree on the aluminum. I just think we are disagreeing on the significance on which is going to be more impactful overall to the truck industry.
Look at how you've got GM already saying they're going to go aluminum very soon now. Dodge Ram.
Dodge doesn't build trucks.
Ram is thinking about it in the not so distant future. And you've got other mainstream vehicles thinking to go that way.
We will find out tomorrow morning. Stay close to our Twitter feed for the instant tweet
Automotive
that
Trends.
announces the finalists as we're live hearing
first thing in the morning,
hearing the results on that. And you'll have to stay close to us throughout the days and weeks ahead as we bring you tons of coverage, expanding video coverage this year, and just stick close to us on Twitter and the website, and you'll get all of your answers in the weeks ahead.
And more than you even knew you wanted.
Yeah, that's probably true. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, so now we are actually practicing. This is the two of us practicing. You have to stand here because you have to frame this well.
And it's really going to catch me, huh?
Yeah, because it's wide.
Okay.
You can see yourself if there wasn't a dead mouse in the way.
You stand there, and I'm going to stand here. Actually, you could stand like right there a little bit, and then so the three of us can all talk and interact. We don't have to hug each other. Okay, we're filming. Who's starting this off?
It's recording?
Yeah.
You don't get any red light or anything?
It's a red light on the other side.
Oh, okay.
For the person who's
So we're starting.
Yeah, we're starting.
Are we really going to talk about Car and Truck of the Year first? Because we usually do it at the end.